All right, hello and welcome. It has been a while, I know. I decided to do this video because of an actual different video I had saw. And that was it's related to a dream I had like quite a while back now. I didn't think I wanted to share that dream, only because it was a little bit after that I kind of thought about it, and I kind of like questioned whether I should do all my dreams or not. And I just had a dream today, and it was a different dream, completely unrelated. And it made me want to do it again, like describe the dream I was having. But I kind of forgot the melody that was very significant in that dream. I kind of wish I had recorded exactly when I woke up. But I seen this video from somebody else, kind of like them viewing it, or like behind them, or like in their video, kind of like, and it caught my eye. And it's by, let me check, Johnny Harris, right? And it was about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or Mormons. It's the other way people describe them as or call them as. And it, it it was about his life. I'll kind of link it in there. It was like starting off an introduction of his life and stuff like that, and uh, his time during being in that religion and stuff like that. And eventually he does leave, of course. That's the whole point of the video, I guess, or describing how it was in there and everything. And it seems fine and everything. It's just like any other religion, not like a horrible religion or anything like that. But the thing was, it was the video itself that caught my eye, like the actual let me see if I can bring it up real quick. Doing this like while I'm actually recording it, kind of a weird thing. But this picture you're actually seeing is kind of pretty much what I saw, right? It's the church that they go to or attend to, or one of them, or the temple, I guess they would describe it as. In his video, it's pretty much what I saw. Let me just go over and try to pretty much find it as well, just so you kind of see his video and kind of see what I saw, I guess you could say, and why I decided to do this video. Kind of, let's pull this over. Okay, and right here, this is pretty much what I saw. His thumbnail, his description, everything. That you see, it's the same thing, right? But yeah, that's what I saw on his video. I would recommend to watch it. So it's about an hour long or so, if you want to watch it or not. But the point of that is that caught my attention, that caught my eye, right? And it reminded me of the dream I had back then. And this dream, I guess I think I felt like I had described it, or like told it. I guess I never did made a video or anything like that. It's a dream I always go back to and kind of mention to people, because in this dream, this right here stood out, and that's the main thing. It's pretty much it's an all white. The word that came to my head was a cathedral. In the dream, it starts off like a normal dream, or not really normal. It's nighttime. Kind of a significant thing I've noticed in a lot of my dreams is it's usually nighttime. I don't know why. It's very odd when I think about it a lot. The more I think about it, it's kind of strange. I don't know why it's always usually, so the very significant ones, or the ones that have meaning to me at least, are usually nighttime. And this was one of them, I guess I should say. And it starts off with me and my mom. She is driving us around, and she's just stopping off. If I have described this in a different video, I'm sorry. But again, I looked at a couple of the past videos, and at least description wise, and I don't think I did. But anyways, let me just describe the whole dream, whether or not, right? The dream starts off, my mom's driving around, I'm in the passenger seat. It's middle of the night. Don't know why she's doing this in the middle of the night. I have no idea. But she's going around, stopping at places, either paying or getting money for something. I think she's paying people for something, or she's getting things I have no idea exactly. It's been so long, but she's going to there, talking to somebody like at their house, and then I'm just sitting in the car each time. Or I think I got off a couple of times, and I think this is how it went. And it keeps happening over and over, a couple times over and over. We do the same thing, we go to a different place, different house, you know. And at one of them, she is going in there and she's like, "Do you want to get off?" And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna stay in the car." And she gets off, she goes in and doing the usual stuff, whatever, grabbing or talking to that person, and I guess either getting the money or gonna pay them. I have no idea. Like I said, I forgot. And I'm just sitting there, and it's taking unusually long this time. No idea why. I'm just like, this is weird. She's taking longer than usual. This is not normal. So, for some weird reason, in my logical head, even though I have no idea why, I decide she's gonna be a while. I'm gonna go and take the car, and I'm gonna just go drive around. So I'm just taking the car, driving around. And that's odd, because why would I drive around in an unfamiliar area, right? I have no idea where this place even is when I think about it now. And so I'm driving around and just looking around, just going in a straight line pretty much, so I wouldn't get lost. That was the other thing that's kind of important in a way. And I eventually get to this more lit area. I think it's a store, like just a normal gas station area, lights and everything. And I'm driving down, and I've noticed, wait, that's my my stepdad's family over there. What are they doing here? Like, why are they out here in the middle of the night? I just roll down the windows. They notice me and say hi and everything, and like we're just talking a little bit and stuff like that. And eventually, it was after we just were done talking, I say bye and everything, and then we drive off, and I'm still they just there. I don't know why. Like I said, I have no idea why they're at that gas station area. Like, why they even seen me, how they even seen me, how they even noticed me, kind of. I'm just confused on that, still to this day, I guess. But it's going on. I'm just driving randomly wherever I'm going, still in the middle of the night. And the weird part is, I don't know where I am after a certain point. Like, I'm confused. I'm like, I should go back, turn around and go back. And I noticed I'm lost now. I have no idea how that happened. Literally no idea. And so I'm just stuck wandering around trying to get back to where I was, which was the gas station, or at least some semblance of where I thought I passed, but I just can't find it. I am completely lost. Now I'm kind of like, okay, I probably shouldn't have left. What happened? Like, how did I get lost? And while I'm driving, because I'm not just staying at one spot, I'm just continuously driving the whole time, wondering all this stuff. Eventually, somehow I noticed I'm on a highway, and the highway starts to curve. If you can see this arrow, hopefully you can. It goes and it starts curving at an angle right there, and then it goes straight. And as it's actually doing that, like when I actually get to the turn and curving, that's when I see at the end a giant cathedral, all white, at the end of the highway. And that's why I had this up right here, because that's the significant part. It's very, very stands out. It just stands out, that's not normal, right? And that's why this video had caught my eye, and why I thought about this dream again after quite a while. And like I said, I keep bringing it up to certain people in the family. But this cathedral is the only thing at the end of this highway. The highway literally just goes and ends right there at the edge of the cathedral, pretty much, or the parking lot of it. And so the only thing to do is go down to the cathedral or parking lot area, which I did, and turn around. as I go right there at the actual cathedral and then the parking lot area, there's none of this is here. It's just the cathedral and then the parking lot, right? And so I'm turning around at the front door of it, pretty much, of the cathedral, and I'm going back around. And as I do that, I'm literally somebody comes out, all white suit, no idea who this person is. He just randomly comes out in an all white suit. And this is where the second part of the video, he kind of, I noticed he had a section in there where people were in all white, and that's what caught my eye as well in this video. And it's at the end of the video. But this person in all white, and these people are literally in all white. See what I mean with the significance of this video? Kind of weird thing, right? That I saw the cathedral and I saw these people in all white. Well, the person I saw was in literally an all white suit, and this is the best example of an all white suit I've ever seen. I've never seen like an actual all white suit pretty much in my whole life, or really ever, right? It's kind of a very strange thing, and they're even wearing white shoes, everything. That's what he was wearing pretty much. This person who came out to greet me, or I guess more like catch me from leaving, pretty much. But yeah, that was very strange. He did that. He came out, and once he didn't even say anything. He pretty much waved his finger or something like that, and I literally stopped, like in the car while I was leaving, like going the other way. I couldn't even see him. I stopped and literally was pretty much forced back to where he was. And I was pretty, I don't know. It's like a compelling force pretty much stopped me, I guess you could say, and forced me back to where he was. I pretty much had to get out because that's what he wanted and follow him. And so, yeah, he was just pretty much trying to, or I guess he got me out of the car pretty much in a weird way that somehow I was the one doing it, right? Again, this is all weird, right? Makes no sense to me, logically speaking, right? But I was doing everything because he wanted me to get out. He wanted me to do that, and he was pretty much telling me to get out with it without saying a word. But yeah, somehow I got out of the car because he wanted me to, and followed him into the building right through the front door. And he was really happy. This is the other thing. He was all like, when he first got out of the cathedral, he was like, you ever seen somebody fix up their like suit, I guess you could say? It was pretty much, he was doing that. And then like pretty much had me come out, follow him in to the cathedral. And right as you go in, right there at the front door, the thing I saw was, if you've ever seen the picture of the Last Supper with Jesus and his disciples, that long table, that is exactly what I saw the first thing I walked in, right when I walked in. That long table, the edge is right there. One of the edges, right, is at the, like, right there at the front, and the other edge is at the far end. So it's longwise pretty much, right when you get in. It's not the other way, right? It's straight, right? Just straight, right when you get in, just straight. It's not horizontal or anything. It's vertical. Yeah, it's vertical. But yeah, that was another thing. And there are several individuals, I should say, or beings, all lined up on the sides of the table. The doors closed behind us. Nobody's closing them. They just magically close. Again, very strange, right? But at least I was unaware of anybody closing them, yeah. But going back to the dream, he goes and walks at the far end of the head of the table, and I am to sit right there at the other end of the table, and the other individuals are all on our side. These are not humans. Not all of them are humans, at least. These are different beings. Like I said, I don't remember exactly what they all looked like, but I knew they weren't human. He was the only one that looked human, but again, not in the way you would think it was. You could tell there's something up with him. He was not normal human at all. You could feel it. Like I was feeling it, you know. And my assumption was right, of course, because he was in control of all of them at that table. Everybody there was under him. He was the boss, pretty much. He was the everybody. Yeah. He was just in control, you know. Head honcho, whatever you want to call him. And all of the others were his. I don't even know how to describe him, because the thing he said was he was pretty much there to tell me to join them. He really wanted me to join them. And he was very specific on the fact that if I joined, I would be one of them. And specifically one of them, not like under them, not like, you know, they control me or anything. He was stating that I would be one of them specifically. He would make sure if anybody had a problem with me, or I had a problem with anybody else that because they were messing with me or anything, he was going to make sure that that wasn't an issue. He would, like, you know, handle it himself. That also stood out to me. That was a very peculiar way of saying, yeah, we really, really want you, and I'll make sure that it's handled one way or another, that you join us with no issues on our side, at least, you know. So yeah. So we were just sitting there talking pretty much, or I guess he was offering this offer to join them specifically. Like I said, it wasn't like I was under them or anything. Again, very strange thing. But continuing on, that was the end of the conversation pretty much. He was like, feel free to enjoy yourself now in our house, I guess you could say, the cathedral. And I had no reason to refuse, you know, and it seems they started talking business, I guess you could say, or whatever, they were going about their business. And yeah, they kind of just left me to do whatever I wanted, wander around, because apparently I can't escape this cathedral at all. So yeah, I'm kind of trapped there. They're all there. There's a lot of them there. And I noticed while I was wandering into each individual room, because each one was pretty big. This place was bigger, I think even bigger than this. I feel like it was kind of bigger than this. I don't know, because I would have to actually go in and see it all. But they had different rooms, I know that. In this, the actual one in the dream. And the windows were definitely high up. That's the other thing. The windows were high up. They were oval shaped like that. And those were the only windows actually able to be, you know, seeing through or kind of opened or anything, apparently. Not sure why, but I guess later on it kind of makes sense a little bit. But anywho, I'm wandering around this whole building, this whole all the areas, going through each one. They're all different rooms. They're like different little areas that are very different. Like one area is maybe like I guess you could say like maybe like a bar or something. Another area is just a comfortable place to be at. Different areas, this or that, you know, like it's very hotel-like almost, like where they're different areas. But I get to this one area, and like I said, they're not only that, they're different areas in general. Like, I guess each person had their own area kind of thing. Because at the end of it, I get into this area, this room, and it's kind of like a club. There's kind of like some music playing. There's the lights kind of flashing a little bit here and there. And it's dark, of course, a little bit dark because it's club vibe, right? But they had booths you could sit at, and that's where the area is sitting down at, and then a bar, like kind of a little bar area on the opposite side. And the first thing I do when I walk in is I see this person, and this person's really relaxed and chill and just, you know, doing his own thing, having a sip of his drink, kind of just like a cool vibe, you know. And he's just sitting there alone, and I notice him, he notices me, and we start talking, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" Pretty much. I'm like, I was brought here, and all this other stuff. So I had to kind of fill him in on the stuff, and it pretty much got to the point where it was like, I told him I didn't want to be here, and he was like, "Okay, Why don't you leave?" And it says, "I can't. I can't leave. There's no way to leave." But he was like, "Well, I'll help you leave. I will help you leave." And it's like, "Wait, what? Okay, that would be great. Nobody's offering to help me at all. And yeah, so I start looking for a way to get out again, and the only way I could figure out was again the higher up area, which was the windows. And I was like, that's the only way. I have to get up there and escape pretty much, because this is the other thing I don't think a lot of people notice, or probably picked up on, is the individual in the white suit, like the individual, whoever that was at the very beginning. I'm pretty sure he was a demon. He was literally, and all the others I'm pretty sure were probably demons as well. So there's that little tidbit, if you didn't kind of assume anything yet. And it's kind of important at the end right here, because when I'm trying to escape, and he's kind of like helped me out a little bit to get up there, the second I touch the window to kind of open it, they know, the guy in the white, all white, knows, and he is furious. He is like extremely angry. I could, like, how like you see it, the other view of what's going on. I could see that in the car, like the whole view of the car and stuff like that before, and him coming out and stuff. And the same thing when it went to him, I could see the look on his face, the anger, and he was yelling like, "Stop him! Don't let him get out! Don't let him escape!" And so everybody in there is like rushing like towards me, except for everybody in that particular area where that guy said he was going to help me. Instead, everybody in that area that I guess he was in control of starts to stop everybody else trying to come in and get me. So now they're fighting. Both of them are like that guy and his team are fighting the literally everybody else trying to in the cathedral that's trying to get me. And they make it enough time to where I can get out, and somehow I get out, and it's not up there anymore. I'm somehow able to safely get down to the bottom and literally rush to the car and just drive off. And the Dreamman's around there, right? Just driving off. But again, like I said, I could hear them fighting. I could hear them doing all that. I did not turn around. I did not look back really to even think about anything else. I knew I just had to escape and get out of there. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that was a demon. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what was really going on. They were making an offer, like I said. It was just a weird dream. And that video he brought about was very interesting because, like I said, it looked like this cathedral, which is apparently one of the churches of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or Mormons, their religion. And that whole video was kind of describing that. And they happen to have not only this that was in my dream, but the individuals in all white, just like the demon in my dream. And something I learned from his video was that these people are very business orientated. They are very focused on, making money pretty much. Or like having, apparently they got like 60 billion or something like that, or right? I think it's like 60 billion or something of just stocks now. So they're very business orientated. And that kind of stood out as well because that makes sense with a suit, right? A suit makes sense if you're a business person. So him being in all white, the demon in all white, and this cathedral kind of started adding up. It makes more sense when I seen that video and learned all that stuff about those saints, or like the Mormons, whatever you want to call them, and yeah. They're apparently, one of the notes he said was they were raised to be clean, or like their appearance to be clean, and that they should be able to afford white shirts at, white, to be in all white pretty much, and like to have white clothing. And that is a thing I do know that, like angels and stuff. You know, they appear in all white and all that. But this was very significant because, like I said, they were in an all white business suit, and that's why it also stood out, because that's not normal that an angel or anything would be in all white. This demon I saw in this dream that tried to persuade me with others at his table, and him being the head of them, was in an all white business suit specifically. Yeah, and this all white cathedral. That looked very similar to this as well. Like I said, it's just very interesting, you know. And this dream and this video, just I don't know exactly if there's a connection, but if you want, feel free to watch that video by I'll put it in the description. It's by Johnny Harris, and yeah, it's just his retelling and what the church over there is about, or like what he gathered and dug up about after being in it, and his experience and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, this is the end of the dream. Hopefully you guys took it for what it's worth, I guess, or like whatever you feel like it was telling. And to me, it was kind of a weird dream. I don't know specifically who that demon was. It's not like I can ever really know, right? But I found it interesting because this isn't the first time I've technically kind of met a demon in a dream. I've met one when I was very, very, very young. And yeah, they were posing as a family member. My dad, who's now dead. My real one, at least. And yeah, that was not that was not a fun time for me, because it was a recurring dream. And yeah, this one, it was very more, at least a different person. He wasn't, like I said, it was more obvious, but it was also not just his appearance. His appearance didn't give off anything, right? At least to me, appearance wise. It was more the feeling I got from this person, or a demon, I guess you could say, and that I just instinctively knew I had to leave. And that's the whole thing about that dream, right? It was very more like I was led there. I was pretty much caged until I was able to escape, thanks to the other individual in that dream. And if I didn't have any help, well, I'm pretty sure I would still be stuck in that dream, or keep having that dream, right? I might have even made a deal. Who knows, right? Who knows, right? It really, who knows? Because it would be until he wasn't gonna let me go, right? In the dream, that demon was not letting me go. He really wanted me to stay there and to be with them. And yeah, it was just very, like I said, it's a very crazy dream to me. And seeing this, like I said, seeing that video with all this, and these individuals in all white, who were also very closely resembles them, or him, in the dream, the demon in the dream. And it was more like a chunkier person, like this individual over here, like a stockier built. He was very bigger than all of these other people, so it was more like this individual, I would say, as a look wise, or build wise, if you will. And yeah, just some information, and it just very coincidentally happened to coincide with this. But yeah, that's it. That's all of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys thought it was at least interesting. If you, maybe it's a sign, you know, about this. Now that I got it, maybe it's something. Stay away from, who knows, this individual church, or you know, maybe it's not the right one for you. Because if you're finding this and you're hearing about this, it's kind of like a weird thing, right? But it was just a weird thing I noticed, and very interesting, very interesting. I would check out Johnny Harris's video if you want to get some more information on it. And hopefully you guys have a good day. And that is all. Until next time.